Hey, it's your girl Laura Messiah here, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about style validation and why it is important to be validated for your amazing sense of style. I know, little controversial, but it's going to be a good one. So all of this stemmed from a post that I put up on my Instagram last week. This is what I posted. If you wear a cute outfit and no one sees you, did the cute outfit ever happen? And in the caption, I wrote, the answer is no, just wear it again tomorrow, with a little laughing emoji. So the majority of my followers understood the lighthearted nature of the post. Like, hello, it's funny, it's a joke, it's a play on if a tree fell in the forest. So most people responded with laughing emojis, with, not unless you took a picture of it for Instagram, like, haha, teehee, we're all having a good time. And then there were those few. There were those few that were like, no, I dress for me. How sad it is for you to need validation on the way that you look. I'm like, eye roll emoji. So I took to stories to be like, please stop lying to yourself, because everyone in some way, shape, or form is dressing for other people. Because if you truly weren't, in some way, some form, we'll get into that in this video, dressing for others, you would look like a straight up hobo. You would be wearing trash clothes. You'd wear whatever, or you'd wear nothing. You'd never brush your teeth. Like, you wouldn't comb your hair. No, you're always dressing for someone other than yourself. And I know that's a hard pill to swallow, but it's true. So those few comments, there's only a couple, but they really stuck with me. And at first I was like, y'all, lighten up. Like, honestly, if you follow me and my content, or you're one of my customers, you're in one of my programs, you better get used to some jokes, because I'm a jokey girl, okay? I make jokes. A sense of humor is part of me and my brand. So if you can't laugh, this probably isn't the place for you. So I was thinking about that. And then I was like, listen, this post was not an open invitation for you to attack people that enjoy being seen when they dress up. So it was kind of like getting under my skin. But then as the weekend progressed, obviously I thought a lot about this. It brought up something else. It brought up a teachable moment. So in today's video, I'm going to drop a little science, a little style science on yo ass, and a little side of Lauren truth bombs to go with. It's a whole meal. It's a teachable moment meal. So let's go. All right. So lesson number 1 is the argument of dressing for yourself. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about that argument. Now, I am a person who I consider to be someone who dresses for themselves, right? Some of my favorite style icons and, style heroes, they dress for themselves as a whole. But overall, still no. Okay, so let me give you a couple examples. I love Rihanna. She's one of my most favorite, if not the favorite, style icon. I love how she dresses for herself, meaning, a normal pop star, they're, maybe showing a lot of skin, or they're fitting this particular mold of what's marketable and sexy, where Rihanna wears some super wild stuff, right? She dresses oversized or crazy or mismatch or things that normal people could never pull off. She's dressing for herself overall. But if we go underneath of that, she's dressing for the fashion industry, right? Like she's chosen not to dress in the traditional sense of like appealing to men, like being overly sexy, or appealing to what's happening in pop music by dressing that way. But she is dressing for the fashion industry. She's a style icon. She wears certain labels. She shows out at the Met Gala, you know, really owning the theme. Like she's actually dressing for that industry. She's dressing for her market, you know, like she's a business, she's a brand. So it's not part of her business and brand to wear things from Target, you know, for example. Like she's wearing Balenciaga. So she is dressing for someone, even if the general sentiment of like her personality is that she is dressing for herself. Okay. So, you know, think about Carrie Bradshaw from Sex and the City, another one of my favorite icons. She is kind of, you know, in her character notorious for dressing for herself. She doesn't dress for the male gaze. She doesn't wear things that are particularly on trend. She mixes high and low and vintage. She's freaking out there with her style. But there's plenty of instances in the show where she's like, I've got to have, you know, the perfect outfit for XYZ date, or I'm going to run into, you know, Natasha, Big's wife, and I've got to look a certain way. It's because it's basic human instinct. It's basic human instinct. You're always dressing for someone. If I weren't dressing for the fact that I'm, you know, a style expert, like this is what I do, I come on camera and I talk about fashion, I can't roll up in here in my pajamas. Now, you might hate this outfit. That's totally fine because I'm dressing for me, right? I like this outfit and that's all that fucking matters. But at the same time, because I'm dressing for my career and my profession, that's why I put on makeup this morning and I took a shower and I didn't wear my Mickey Mouse pajamas like I, you know, maybe would have preferred to wear on a Monday morning. So you're always dressing for someone. Always. And you can try to tell yourself that you're not, but you are. Okay. Point number 2. I told you I'm fired up about this topic. And buckle up. Put your seatbelt on. Point number 2. So I don't know how many of you follow Tony Robbins' work, but he talks about the 6 human needs. And I'm not going to go into all of the 6 human needs. That's content for another time, another experience. But these are like base instincts, needs that all humans have. And you can use these needs for good. You can use these needs for bad. Like it's all about finding like the equilibrium of the human needs, the proper order of the human needs, so you can, you know, function as your best, most awesome self. That's like a brief overview of what that is. But what I want to talk about is one of the human needs that, when used incorrectly, can be one of the most destructive, and that is the human need of significance. And one of the ways that that human need manifests is through style. So people that want to be important, they want to be seen, you know, they want to be special, they can use style to get them there. And you've seen the extreme negative practice of that with people that are dripping in labels and they're, you know, plastic surgeryed out and their eyelash extensions and hair extensions and contour. Like they want to be very recognized for their appearance. It's perfection. It's overdoing it. It's overshowing your wealth through your attire. That's a way to be like very significant with style. Now there's another extreme of that, and that's what some of the sour grape commenters were touching into, which makes you just as bad as the people that you're shaming by being like, oh, I feel so sorry for you. You need validation for your style. Here's the flip side of that coin. People that become overly important because of their lack of style, because they think they're so above style and they're too good for style. And I feel so bad for you caring about labels and how you look. You are getting significance and importance for not liking style. So there's a happy place in between where you can express yourself, feel good in your clothes, feel open to being seen by people and the people that you want to be seen by, right? You can use style very strategically, which I teach that a lot, and not be the, oh, I feel so bad for you. No, you're just as bad if you think you're so special because you found your jeans, in a ditch and like you just dusted them off and like they're still good. It's the people that wear driving an old beat up car as a badge of honor and shaming someone who worked really hard and bought the dream car that they really love. So you're finding significance from not giving a shit, where someone is finding significance from giving too much of a shit. So we've got to find that space in between, but it's a basic human need. It's a basic human need to want to be seen, to want to be accepted. So if style is something that gets you there, okay, we just have to get a nice, cool place in between so we're not to the extremes. All right, third point that I want to bring up is the importance of compliments, both giving and receiving compliments. So for all of the, shamers, oh, I feel so bad for you. You look good and you want to be seen. You should just feel good in yourself that you saw yourself that day. Yeah. Sure. Okay. Yes. Style improves your mood. Style improves your productivity. That's the reason why every single day I get dressed, whether I'm going to be on video or not, whether I have a Zoom call or not. I get up every day and I get dressed because I feel good. I'm more productive. I feel like my day has started. So I don't need outside validation every single day in regards to my outfit or how I look. But again, this is a basic core thing that we need as humans. We need feedback because guess what? That increases our confidence. So if we are giving compliments on someone's appearance or the good work that they did or the fact that they spoke up and said something about whatever, and you get feedback that's positive, that's reinforcing that you're on the right track. And style is an important aspect of showing up. And so many women, this is why I do the work that I do, so many women struggle with style. They don't want to be seen. They hide because they can't figure out how to get dressed. They can't figure out an outfit that flatters their figure. They can't figure out an outfit that speaks to who they truly are on the inside. So they hide. And they hide behind the mask of, I don't need any validation. I'm just fine. I'm going to sit here, in my room in my cute outfit. You need that feel-good boost. You need that vote of confidence that you're doing the right thing because then you're going to do more of it. You can't tell me that it doesn't feel damn good when you put on an amazing outfit and your husband is like, ooh, you look hot. You can't tell me that that doesn't feel good. You cannot tell me that that doesn't feel good. You cannot tell me that when you're in the grocery store and someone stops you and are like, those are such cute shoes, you're like, thank you. It feels good. So if you want that feel-good feeling, you've got to be seen. So if you have a cute outfit, sometimes that is the catalyst to get your ass out of the house, right? Oh my God, I'm feeling myself today. I'm going to go to the coffee shop, just to kind of strut in my look. And someone might compliment you and strike up a conversation that could lead to a friendship, a relationship, a business opportunity. Style as a tool. If you look cute, get out the house. Let somebody see you. If you feel so put together and confident, maybe that's going to encourage you to hop on a Zoom call with an old friend because you're feeling yourself a little bit that day. It's okay to feel yourself a little bit on any given day. So the practice of giving compliments to other people that, look great, that showed up for themselves, that did something special, give them and learn how to receive them too. It's very important to learn how to receive in general. Receiving a compliment sets you up for receiving a big fat paycheck. Receiving a compliment gets you in the practice of receiving, an awesome job promotion, like whatever. Receiving, giving, and receiving is important. Validation is good for your confidence, and that applies to style, and it applies to everything else that you do in your life. And the final point that I want to bring up is the ego. So the ego gets super bad rap, egomaniac, obsessed with yourself too much, big ego, big head. But the ego isn't all bad. This is a little blurb that I pulled from the old internet, so I'm just going to read it really quick. A healthy ego allows us to grow up with a loving sense of self, rock solid resiliency, the ability to solve problems creatively, the capacity to develop meaningful relationships, and a sense of meaning. If during our young lives we are slammed into trauma or didn't get what we needed, our ego can be hurt. So you want to have a healthy ego. You want to have a healthy ego. So if you're feeling really good and confident in your look, it's okay to be seen. It's okay to have that loving sense of self that sometimes you're going to need something from the outside to give you permission to have that love for yourself. Not every woman can put on a cute outfit and sit at home by herself and know that she's cute. Most women look in the mirror and find all of the negative things about themselves. They will talk themselves out of looking cute. Sometimes they need someone to say, like, good freaking job. Like, you look great. That's why in Style Confidence Collective, my monthly membership, the women post selfies in there. They post them in there all the time. And they're getting props from other women. It makes them feel good. It increases their confidence. And an increase of confidence has a ripple effect. When you feel good, and if it can stem from something as small as style, you can have confidence to go talk to that person, to go for that job, to start that business. It is a ripple effect. And if you can start it with something as minuscule as style, wearing a cute outfit and allowing yourself to be seen, well, then I consider that a win. And no, I do not feel sorry for people that need validation. I think that it's freaking bomb. I think that it's courageous. And I think that more women should do it. So that is my little rant and my teachable moment. Please sound off in the comments. I would love to hear your opinion.